October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. What started as a month-long campaign has successfully created awareness over 365 days of the year, leading to early detection and prevention. The colour pink is synonymous with breast cancer awareness, and we bring in the colour and flavours associated with the colour pink into our menu today. We have luscious pink prawns that are sautéed with garlic. With that, a tom yum risotto, it's a Thai-inspired risotto, and for dessert, a rose-glazed semolina cake. The cake is soaked in syrup and then drizzled with the glaze. It does take a little longer. We're going to start with that first. For the cake, you're going to need butter, sugar, eggs, full cream milk. We've got some desiccated coconut. We've also got some grated orange rind, rose essence as well. We've got bicarb and baking powder as well. To start out with, soft butter going into the mixing bowl and cream the butter until it's light and fluffy. The butter's light in colour, gradually add the sugar, add the desiccated coconut, add the eggs. We've got 3 eggs here at room temperature, and with each egg add a teaspoon of flour. Next ingredients, semolina, bicarb and baking powder. Got 2 teaspoons of baking powder here, orange rind, and give that a mix. Add half the milk, to this add the flour, work that over a low speed, and pour in the milk. The last ingredient, rose essence going in. Quite a grainy batter, but it's come together nicely. It's important not to overwork the ingredients or you might end up with a very heavy cake. I've got a 25 centimetre loose bottom baking tin. I'm going to scoop the batter into the prepared tin. It's quite a thick batter. I'm trying to balance the bowl with one hand and scoop with the other. Use a spatula and spread that evenly. This goes into a preheated oven, 170 degrees Celsius for 30 to 35 minutes. While the cake's in the oven, I'm going to start with the tom yum risotto, and for that, heat the oil in a pan. I've got it on a medium heat. I've got macroot lime leaf here. I'm lucky enough to have these growing in my garden. They have a sweet, citrusy aroma and flavour. We've got Thai tom yum paste. You can get this at any Chinese or Thai supermarket, and it's loaded with flavour. Careful not to add too much chilli or salt to this dish because it already has salt in it. We've got some crushed garlic, salt and some sugar. Start out by frying the onion. Love that sizzle. Give that a stir. To this, add some salt. Saute the onion until light golden in colour. I first tried tom yum in Thailand and it was literally love at first sip. It's sweet, sour, salty and hot, and that's the basis of any Thai dish, combining and balancing flavours. I've turned it into a risotto just because I love it so much. To this, add some garlic, stir that around. You can add some lemongrass to this if you like as well. And to this, the tom yum paste. It's quite a thick paste. You want to fry it off lightly. Take care not to burn it. Break it down with the back of a spoon. This is a really fragrant dish and it works really well with those pink prawns. Add the rice to this, and I've got a 1.5 cups of basmati rice here. Mix that through. Take care not to break the grains of rice. Next, pour in 3 cups of cold water. Quick stir through. A little bit of sweetness now. I've got 2 teaspoons of sugar going in. Next, the lime leaves, just tear them up. That should do it. I use lots of fresh herbs in this risotto, like spring onion and coriander as well, but we're going to pop that on just before serving. Cover the pan with a tight-fitting lid and leave that to simmer over a low heat for about 15 minutes. The cake should be done. Let's have a look. It's come away from the sides of the cake tin as well. I'm sure it's cooked. There's beautiful rose and orange aromas coming through as well. We've got some syrup here that we've made with a cup of sugar and a cup of water and a cinnamon stick. Boil that until it's thick and spoon that over the cake. The syrup has to be quite hot and the cake also hot when you do this. It's It's a lovely, thick, shiny syrup. Safe to say we could just pour it over. You can flavour the syrup with some cardamom. Also, you can use a bit of lemon rind, orange rind as well. Play around with it. That looks perfect. The syrup has soaked through almost immediately. Leave the cake in the cake tin to cool completely. While that's cooling, let's take a look at the risotto. Touch of water still in here. You can see the rice grains have plumped up quite nicely. Needs a few more moments. And while that's steaming, I'm going to start with the prawns. For the prawns, start out by heating up the pan. We've got some beautiful pink prawns here. They're coral pink in color. Sunflower oil going into the pan. Swirl that around. Prawns going in. Take care not to get a nasty burn. Stir the prawn through. It does splash a fair bit. The oil was quite hot, so I'm going to add the garlic now. If you add garlic to very hot oil, it could burn quite easily. That looks lovely. Saute the prawns and cook off the moisture. They start to coil up and firm up quite nicely. To this, add the sliced onion. They're quite finely sliced. I still want them to have a bit of a crunch. Mix that through. Add the soy sauce. About 20 mils. Salt going in. Remember, soy sauce has a bit of salt in it as well. Black pepper. Mix that through. Those prawns are cooked, and add some spring onion. The prawns have retained a beautiful blush pink color. That looks perfect. I'm sure the cake should have cooled down by now. Let's finish up. The cake's cooled down, and gently ease the cake out of the tin and place it on a cake stand or plate. Now for the glaze, you're going to need some icing sugar. That goes into the mixing bowl, and to this, add some lemon juice. Use a spoon and mix that together. This comes together quite quickly, and if you're ever short on time, you can drizzle a bit over just about any cake. That looks perfect. It's glossy and shiny, quite thick as well. Keeping in with the rose theme, I'm going to use a touch of gel food coloring to tint this pink. And swirl that through. That's perfect. Spread the glaze over the cake. Scoop that over. You don't want the glaze to slide right over the cake. From the center, working out. Does look a bit messy. Remember, the glaze does set once it cools down. That looks about right. To garnish and decorate the cake, I've got some dried rose buds here. And I've got some fresh cherries here as well. I was lucky enough to find these. Place them quite firmly so they don't roll off the cake. And I'm going to use some rose buds to just prop those cherries up. These rose buds are edible rose buds, and a friend of mine got them for me in Dubai. Just use this around the edges of the cake. That's now ready. It's time to plate up the rest of the meal. Garnish this, I'm using some lemon, a piece going on here on the side, and a lemon wedge going in here with the rice as well. Fresh coriander going on top, and with the rice, I'm going to do a heap of coriander going in on the side, spring onion, a light sprinkling going on top, and over the rice as well. We've been bringing pink into the kitchen today in support of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. We've got beautiful coral pink prawns sautéed with garlic and soy. That's going with a tom yum risotto rice. It's fragrant and it complements those prawns beautifully. And for dessert, we've got a rose-glazed semolina cake. Breast Cancer Awareness Month is a great reminder that we should have a healthy lifestyle all year round. From my kitchen to yours, I wish you good health and happiness.